Hi and welcome back to the Simple Workshop. Well, you know it's allergy season out and everybody's digging for their Kleenex and nobody really wants to see the plain Kleenex box sitting down there. So we're going to make ourselves a nice little smiley face Kleenex box you can think to put in any room in your house. Well, first off, I made myself a little cut sheet. Just what we need here. I'm going to need at least 2 of each. I'm going to cut that now. I got some nice 1/2-inch finished plywood I'm going to use. Okay, I have my saw set up. I am cutting everything at a 45-degree angle. And there we have it. I have 6 pieces, top and bottom. See, I cut 45s on the ends. You can see that, all 4 sides. That way when we match them together, we can glue them and you will have a nice finished corner when you're done. 2, 4, 6 pieces. Sides, front and back, top and bottom. Okay, we're going to have to mark the center of our board, which I had already measured. Now we're going to set up for the face. So the Kleenex box to the tissue, the bottom of the tissue is about 2 inches up. So there's 2 inches, your finger, you figure your finger's about 3/4 of an inch wide, just in case things get stuck. So that'll be about the base of our smile. I'll do that a couple of times here, just to make sure I have a good straight line. Then we'll put the arch of the smile in. Now when you set this up, you always want to cut because it's finished plywood. You want to make your initial cut on the inside so your blade draws through. That way your face is nice and smooth. Okay, not much of an arch measure, but now I didn't mention that Kleenex is about 6 inches wide. So 3 inches over from center. Just made a little arch up here. Now you have to figure out what kind of smile you want. Really doesn't matter, just whatever is aesthetically pleasing to you. Like I said before in my other videos, this is woodworking, so it's kind of do whatever you wish to it. Put an arched eye in. Whatever you want to do. Arched eye. I will make them the same size when I cut. Then I figure you want an eyeball. You can cut around the eyeball. You want to put dimples in on it. Alright, let me neaten this up with some measurements and we will actually cut it out and see what it looks like. Alright, there's something I kind of like. It's got a couple of dimples I drew on it, the mouth and the eyes. Let's clamp this down and drill it and start cutting it out. Got my little saber saw here, single speed, nothing fancy. Not bad, it's getting there. Just don't forget, everything is woodworking. If a little mistake is made during the initial cut, it can be sanded out, filed out, smoothed out, modified, changed. Woodworking. Now what about the dimples? What do you think? I think we're gonna give them a try. Alright, let's see what it looks like from the front. Because that's the part you'll see. Now, before I start sanding and smoothing and making everything look pretty here, there's one other thing you need to do. Tissues like to catch on the edges. We need to soften all these corners right here. Clamp that back down and grab the sander and put a nice little radius on those. It doesn't matter really what it looks like on the inside of the box, because nobody will ever see it. As long as you can't get a sliver or anything else, that'll be good. All right, I'm gonna turn it over. I'm gonna grab a file, and we're gonna smooth everything else out nice and neat. Got a little 120 grit paper here. I'm trying to modify and smooth things out. Remember, if you don't like it, you can always change it. And you can change it almost any time you'd like, even after it's all glued together. Kind of happy with the way that face turned out. Let's glue it together and see what we got. So we're gonna let that cure up a little bit before we move on to the next step. All right, the next step is feet. We have to have some kind of a foot for this, so we're gonna make a piece of $3/4 dowel rod. Little secret to this to make feet is you wanna turn around and let this down, put a pencil mark across the same height as this board. Doesn't matter which board you use can use a 1/2 inch plywood, 1/4 inch, whatever. To make your feet stand off slightly at an angle, you want to turn around. Let's bring it to 5 degrees. And here's where the board comes in handy. Find that pencil mark you made. Boom, right there. And we will cut 5 degrees. Now I'm going to make my legs 3.5 inches long, so I already set a stop, so 3.5 inches. I'm going to go. Okay, that's still drying. So now I have my 4 legs. Remember that 5 degrees. I turned around. I set up, I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see. There. Board's flat on the bench by 5 degrees. See how everything stands off at an angle? Makes it look like the old style TVs, which would still allow me to sit flat on the surface, so my legs will be at a slight angle, and just give the box a nice little offset. Okay, it's cured up enough that I can play with it, but it still needs 24 hours before we give it a good sand. When I sand it, I'm probably only going to use 120 and then probably drop down to 220 grit paper. Give it a nice, really smooth finish. And I can pick it up. This is the bottom, as you see. I'm going to glue the feet on. Okay, I got my 4 feet. I'm coming in an inch from the edge. I've already made 4 lines. And then I'm going to come in a ½ an inch from the other edge. That way it's a very square, stable box. Somebody come whipping by and grabbing a tissue out. There. I don't know if you can see the marks clear enough. There you go. 4 marks. Now we're going to do is put a nice dab of glue on it. I like having plenty of extra glue. Having it squish out, I will wipe it off momentarily, but I like having lots. Remember the taper that we put on? Taper goes down so the foot leans to the outside. And after we finish gluing this, I will give you a close-up shot, because I'm going to put a board on top of this just to make sure my feet are square, line up very good. That way everything sits flat. I'll do that for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I will turn it over and let its own weight hold it down. Okay, and there we have it. I got a board laying across the top. You can see that the feet are touching the board evenly all the way around. I put a gallon jug on top just to apply weight. I'm going to give it about 15 minutes and I'm going to turn it over. There you have it. You can have a nice, decorative, easy Kleenex holder. Paint it, do whatever you'd like. Little hat on it. Nice and easy and much more interesting than just a plain Kleenex box floating around the house. Well, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment. Anything you'd like to see next or anything you'd like done different.